Okay, Gregory Stone, MMAcrypt.com. Today's quiz is scheduled for 3 rounds of action as Joseph Redbury Johnson takes on Shane Staley to determine who will face off against Greg Marshall for his MMA Crypt Quiz Championship. Today's quiz will be a UFC 183 quiz. So obviously, we had a couple of rounds left over from our last quiz, so I'll be using them for the 3 rounds today. So all 3 categories will be questions relating to UFC 183. Okay, let's bring in Joseph Redbury Johnson. Joseph is a martial artist who is training to fight in the near future. Joseph trains at Triad Martial Arts in Alabama. With that, welcome to the quiz, Joseph.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
It's our pleasure, Joseph. Okay, let's bring in Shane Staley. Shane is coming off a TKO loss in a previous quiz against current champion Greg Marshall. Shane is currently seeking a rematch against Greg Marshall to avenge that loss. With that, welcome to the MMA Crypt Quiz, Shane.
Yeah, thanks for having me, mate.
Okay, so the listeners at home, I want to fill the listeners in at home about this one. Joseph, you've been calling Greg Marshall out on Facebook. You've called him out on the crypt. So you really want to win this game today. Shane, you obviously lost to Greg Marshall. You want another crack at him. So all to play for today. And Greg Marshall will be your prize. Sound good?
Sound good.
Okay, what I want to do here, guys, I want to start with coin toss. Shane Staley. Right, Joseph, you're first in the alphabet, so you can choose heads or tails as to who goes first and who selects which category first for round 1. What do you want to go with, Joseph?
Tails.
Tails?
Yeah.
Heads it is. Joseph, you're coming through really low there for some reason. Are you far away from your microphone now? That's better. That's totally better. Okay, what do you want to choose there, Shane? You won the coin toss, so do you want to go with random UFC 183, Part A, refs for UFC 183, or random UFC 183, Part C? Which one would you like to go with for round 1?
And UFC 183 Part 2, I guess.
Part what? You got Part C or Part A?
Part A, yeah.
Part A. Okay. So the ways to win, guys. 5 more points in the round equals a TKO victory. Anybody can quit at any time, which will result in a tap-out victory. And obviously, you can win the rounds and win the game on a decision victory. So here we go with question 1 for round 1. Which of these maneuvers did Jordan Main do at the start of round 2 in his fight with Thiago Alves? Now, there's some possible answers to choose from here, guys. I'm just going to read them out. Was it a cartwheel, a roly-poly, or a backflip? So which of those maneuvers did he do at the start of round 2? Hold on. Before we answer, Shane, who would you like to answer first in round 1?
Justin, you go first.
Okay, Joseph, you're answering first.
I'm going to go with the cartwheel kick.
The cartwheel?
Yeah.
What are you going with there, Shane?
Cartwheel kick.
Cartwheel? He actually did a roly-poly just before he got TKO'd with a... Well, I can't say because that's going to be one of the answers later. But he did a little... he was against Cage and he did a roly-poly over to the other side of the cage. I thought it was pretty funny. So I thought I'd put that one in there. But that's 0 points for both guys there. After question 1. It's not to worry there, guys. Both equal. And just remember, when you start after the round and you get a few wrong, obviously, once you get like 2 or 3 questions in the round, it's going to be pretty impossible to TKO your opponent after that. So it actually does take away the TKO option there. So it's all to play for with a draw. You can still TKO. There will definitely be 5 more points left in this round. Okay, let's move on to question 2. This one's going to be about the salaries here, guys. There's actually 4 points up for grabs in this one. So this is a major 4 points. The first question was worth 1 point, by the way. So question 2 is worth 4 points. It's going to be 2 separate answers. Each one are going to be worth 2 points each. So listen carefully here, guys. This is very, very important, this question. Okay, how much disclosed did Anderson Silva and Nick Diaz earn when the UFC 183 salaries were released? Now, this includes a win bonus with the show money. Just win bonus with show money put together. So let's start with Nick Diaz first and foremost. How much did Nick Diaz make? at UFC 183 disclosed his show money and his win bonus. This is worth 2 points, so we'll start with Nick Diaz first. Joseph's answering first, if I'm correct.
It's yes, I answered it first.
What are you going with there, Joseph? How much do you think Nick Diaz made at UFC 183?
I'm going to go with $500,000.
500,000. Are you going to go with the same there, Shane? Or are you going to go with something a little bit different?
500,000.
500,000. Both seem fairly confident on that. Did you know that answer there? Because you actually got it correct.
Yeah.
So that's 2 points apiece there. Okay, let's move on to Anderson Silva, his opponent for UFC 183. How much did Anderson Silva make? That's for you there, Joseph.
800,000.
800,000.
Same here, 800.
You can tell both you guys checked out the salaries released for UFC 183. That was indeed correct. So 2 points there. So that is 4 points apiece after question 2. It's important that you actually both did the same answer there and kept within range of each other, because a 4 point lead would have been pretty nasty with 2 questions left in the round. Okay, let's move on to question 3. In fact, before we move on to question 3, I wanted to get your take on the salaries there a second, guys. Now, 500,000 and 800,000. If you look at guys like Thiago Alves, who get like 20,000, 40,000. I just wanted to get your take on that, guys. What do you make of the big boy? Especially Nick Diaz making 500,000. That's a big chunk there. I'm pretty sure Ronda Rousey didn't even make that.
Hey, I don't really agree with that, but heck, they're the big name draws of the UFC. So,
do you expect to see Nick Diaz back now, Joseph? Because he's on 500,000. He's obviously asking for a lot of money. He did a lot of bitching in the morning. He didn't turn up to the what was it? It's the pre-fight workout. Yeah, that was it. Pre-fight workout. He didn't turn up for that. He's getting paid 500,000. Lots of moaning. He's on a 3-fight losing streak now. So he's Nick Diaz. Do you expect to see the Diaz brothers back in the UFC?
I don't see him coming back at all. I think he's going to call it quits now.
Yeah, I think they haven't got rid of him because of Bellator, personally. I think because Bellator is sweeping him up. We've seen with Gilbert Melendez, they were straight after Gilbert. So that's my take on it anyway. Okay, let's move on to question 3 here, guys. This is worth 2 points. Taylor's latest finished off Tim Bolsh via head and arm triangle submission at UFC 183. Just how many head and arm triangle attempts did Thales try in the fight against Tim Bolsh? So how many times did he try the head and arm triangle choke before he actually succeeded? Well, including the one this is including the one he actually submitted him with 2. So we know he tried 1 because he finished him off with 1. How many other times did he try?
I'm going to go with 2.
You going 2 overall there, Joseph?
Yeah.
How many attempts do you think there, Shane?
Go with 2 also.
2 also. It was actually 2. Good job there, guys. That's a pretty tough answer. Pretty tough question, sorry. So good answer there, guys. That puts you both on 6 points each. Okay, this is going to be the 4th and final question for round 1. So all to play for it is 4 points up for grabs again. Again, 2 questions with 2 points each. So we'll see if we can separate you guys here. And someone steal a round. If not, this round will be a draw, which makes the next 2 rounds pretty interesting. Okay, question 4. Name the 2 prelim fights that aired on Fight Pass for UFC 183. Now, this one's a tough one. Give me the name of the 2 fights that aired on Fight Pass. So we'll start with you first, Joseph. You get 2 points for each correct fight that you tell me was on Fight Pass.
That one's a tough one. I didn't see the Fight Pass one.
Could you come closer to your mic there, Joseph? You sound far away. Cheers, mate.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So that's I have no idea. I didn't pay attention.
Are you going to go no answer there, or are you going to have a little guess there, Joseph?
I'm going to go with a no answer with that.
No answer. Okay, Shane. What's your answers?
Thiago Santos, Andy Enns, and I don't know the other one. That's the only one I'm thinking.
Well, that's all you need, because Thiago Santos and Eddie Enns was actually on the prelims on the Fight Pass. So you actually got 2 points there, which gives you an 8-6 point lead. So that's a 2 point lead in round one. Well, at the end of round one, sorry, which steals you the round. So round one goes to Shane Staley. Good job there, Shane.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I'll write down the scores on the back of here for later on. Okay, so round one's in the books, and Shane Staley is a round up. Okay, Shane, as you won that round, you get to pick who goes first in round two, and which category we select for round two also. So we have referees for UFC 183, and we have random UFC 183 Part C. What would you like to go with there, Shane, for round two?
Part B, I guess.
Part C?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's no Part B, we used that the other day. So we've only got Part C left, and the referees for UFC 183.
Yeah, I thought you said Part B, so I'm trying to...
Okay, I've got these back to front here. Okay, let's start with question one for round two. This is worth 1 point, so just a nice little 1 point here to start things off. So no big deal if you get this one wrong. You can sort of take a chance here. Okay, both John Lineker and Kelvin Gastelum missed weight for their UFC 183 bouts. Dana White went on to say that he will force both fighters to move up in weight in future bouts. Is that true or false? So just give me a true or false answer here, guys. Who are we going to go with first? Shane, you get to decide who answers first in round two. Who's that, Shane?
He can go first.
Okay, Joseph, you're answering first for round two.
That is true.
That is true.
True.
Shane saying true also. It was indeed true. So 1 point apiece there, guys. Personally, I think John Lineker probably should be cut now. But he keeps winning. What can you do? Do you know what I mean? It's a shame because Nate Marquardt, etc. got cut a long time ago. I think he's been on the guys for drugs and weight loss. I thought he'd be cut personally, but what are you going to do when the guy's knocking people out and winning?
I mean, Anthony Johnson, he was cut after missing 3 times. So, I mean,
but the guy keeps winning, so what can we do?
But this brings me on to the Bellator scenario again. Bellator wasn't as big then as they are now. You know, they're really trying to push the UFC. So I really do think the UFC are really keeping an eye on Bellator and trying to not give these fighters to them, if you know what I mean. That's what I personally think. Especially Bellator, they got the lighter weight classes too. They really got a good division there, so it's better not to hand on those fighters. But yeah, you are correct there, Anthony Rumble Johnson. Certainly has a lot to complain about there. Okay, let's move on to question two, guys. This is with 1 point again. Miesha Tate left UFC 183 with a decision victory. That wasn't the only thing that Miesha Tate left UFC 183 with. She also left with an injury. Can you tell me which injury she left with? So you're up first, Joseph. What injury did Miesha Tate leave UFC 183 with?
She broke her orbital bone.
Orbital bone?
Orbital bone also.
It was a broken orbital bone. It didn't look too bad, to be honest with you, considering she broke it. She was like that at the post-fight press conference. She couldn't look at the light, but she looked okay considering. So that's.
She got beat up pretty bad in that first round, though.
I actually thought Sarah McMahon was going to win after that, but she reversed the judo throw and got on top, and that's the way the rest of the fight panned out. Pretty impressed by Miesha there coming back after that tough first round. Okay, let's move on to question 3, guys. This is worth 2 points. What gesture did John Lineker make towards Ian McCall in the last 20 seconds of their bout? So he made a gesture to him in the last 20 seconds of the fight. What was the gesture?
He rubbed his belly.
He rubbed his belly?
Rubbed belly.
This is a close round, guys. He did actually rub his belly. So that's 4 points apiece after 3 questions. If I was Ian McCall and Dana White, I'd be pretty pissed off by that, to be honest with you. You know, a guy misses weight.
Well, Ian McCall did threw the suck it sign at the weigh-in. So
I missed that.
Yeah, and Ian McCall does have a big mouth, so
So
he couldn't shut it. His life depended on it.
You're saying Ian McCall deserved the belly rub then?
I'd say it was necessary.
Well, I suppose that if you're gonna pay the guy a percentage of your purse, I suppose you have a right to rub your belly. If you're gonna give him a few grand, at least you can rub your belly about it.
Well, there's also a reason why he did it. Ian McCall sent a photo on Twitter of a big fat baby with his face on it. So that's why he did it.
Ah, that explains it. There you have it, guys. For anybody who didn't know, Joseph just let us know. Check out the Twitter. I'm going to check that out actually after this quiz. I'll see what that's about. Okay, so ending to the fourth and final question for round 2. The scores are tied 4-4. The fourth question is worth 2 points. So Shane's got 1 round in the bag. So Joseph, it's important that you try and steal this round at the end, but obviously you get to answer first, so Shane can sort of draw with you and put you on the ropes if he chooses to. We'll see how it pans out. Shane might try and steal another round and not be happy with a draw with you in this round, so we'll see how this pans out. But Shane's definitely got the advantage heading into this fourth and final question for round 2. Okay, question 4 worth 2 points. How many decisions were there on the UFC 183 prelim card? I want the dead-on answer here, not the nearest digit. I want you to give me the dead-on answer. How many decisions were there on the prelim card? This includes the Fight Pass card too, guys. So, Joseph, you're up first.
I'm going to go with 4.
You're going to go with 4? I'd say the best way to weigh this up is have a look at how many fights were on the card, roughly, and then sort of have a little guess how many went to a decision. Shane, Joseph went with 4. What would you like to go with?
I go with 3.
We go with 3?
Yeah.
The correct answer was indeed 4.
Tied back.
So Joseph just stole the round right at the end there. Pretty much like Shane Staley just stole round 1 at the end there. Joseph just stole round 2. Shane, you could have given the same answer and declared that round a draw. But you took the chance, tried finishing him off. Obviously, it didn't go your way. But props to you there, Shane, trying to finish him off. But it did go against you there. Congratulations there, Joseph. You just kept yourself in the bout there and takes it to a all-important third and final round here, guys. So the scores there at the end of round 2 was 6-4 to Joseph Raybury Johnson.
I want that belt, man.
Oh, Greg, did you hear that? He's going to be watching this. I'll tag him in it. So you'll be watching it, guys. So it's 1-1, 2-2.
He said he wants somebody that can answer one question. Well, I answer almost all of them except for one. So
well, both of you guys have got a round under your belt here. And just checking over the scores, Greg. If you're not impressed, you should be, because the scores in the first round was 8-6. And the scores in the second round was 6-4. So both these guys are answering these questions here. And both got a round under the belt. So if that's not worthy enough, I don't know what is, Greg. Do you think he's going to be sweating watching this, guys?
He better be.
Okay, Joseph, you stole that round, so you get to decide who goes first in round 3. Obviously, the third and final category will be referees for UFC 183. All the questions were 3 points each in this one. I think you can pretty much gather what this one is. I'm going to name the fight. You just tell me the referee. If you tell me the referee, you get 3 points. Simple as that. But it's some big points up for grabs here, so you've got to be careful of a TKO victory. Okay. Right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, we seem to be back to this Ian McCall, John Lineker bout a lot. Who was the referee for the Ian McCall, John Lineker fight? Who do you want to go first here, Joseph?
I'm going to let him go.
Okay, Shane, you're up first. Who was the referee for the Ian McCall, John Lineker bout? Big 3 points each one. Try to have a little think about it if you can. I won't go guessing on these ones.
Herb Dean?
You going with Herb Dean?
Yeah.
Okay, Joseph, what's your answer?
I'm going to go with Herb Dean also.
Herb Dean also? It was an experienced referee, but it wasn't Herb Dean. It was actually Big John McCarthy. So both players with 0 points after the first question. Okay, let's move on to the Ed Ehrman and Derek Brunson bout. Who was the referee for the Ed Ehrman Derek Brunson bout? Obviously, you remember the stoppage there. He TKO'd him. The referee got right in the mix there. Which referee got right in the mix as Derek Brunson was TKOing him up against the cage? So we're going with you first, Shane.
Yves Levine.
Yves Levine?
Yes.
Who are you going with there, Joseph?
I'm going to go, if I can remember his name, I think it was Mark Smith.
How the hell did you get that one right, Joseph? I thought that was going to be like the toughest one ever. I never even heard of that referee before. It was indeed Mark Smith. Wow.
Holy shit.
I've never heard of that referee before. I know a lot of their local refs, but I've never heard of Mark Smith before. I figured I'll put it in there and that'll be a really tough one for everybody, but no. Jeez. Good job there. How do you remember that one there, Joseph?
Because I never heard of him as a referee, so I wanted to know who he was.
Wow. Good job there, Joseph. Well, that gives you a massive advantage, and you're answering second too, so you can actually TKO Shane if you get this one right and he gets it wrong. So with this big 3-point advantage here, so Shane, you're really on the ropes here. Can you fight your way out of this and steal a victory right at the end? We shall see. You did it in round 1. Obviously, the cards stats against you a little bit more here, but let's see if you can pull it off in round 3. Okay, who was the referee for Miesha Tate and Sarah McMahon fight? For question 3. Shane, you're up first.
John McCarthy.
John McCarthy.
With Herb Dean.
You going with Herb Dean there, Joseph?
Yes.
The correct answer was Matt Goddard. So both players got it wrong there. Okay, we're moving on to our 4th and final question. Shane, you have to get this right regardless. If Joseph gets it wrong and you get it wrong, Joseph wins. Obviously, you can tell this is a very tough one. Only one question right so far, and that was Joseph. So this is a very tough round. Let's see if you can get the final question correct. And what a final question it is too. What did you say there, Shane?
What was that?
Okay, so this is the fourth and final question. You need to get this one right here, Shane, regardless. Okay, who was the referee for the main event between Anderson Silva and Nick Diaz?
John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy? Shane's going with?
Yeah.
Who are you going with there, Joseph?
Big John.
Regardless whether Shane get it right or wrong, you give the same answer, so you win anyway. Just for the record, Big John McCarthy was the correct answer, so both guys got 3 points there, which makes round 3, 6-3 to Joseph Rarebreed Johnson. Not bad there, Joseph. You got your first one on the MMA quick quiz. Not many fans know, well, nobody knows this. Joseph actually took on Josh Salmon. He lost in that one. We had problems with the recording, so it's actually nice to get Joseph back on the show. And congratulations on the win there, Joseph.
Thank you.
Hey, you was around down too. You came back to win. You've actually been calling out Greg Marshall, so now finally you get the chance to face him. Is there anything you want to say to Greg Marshall there?
Yeah, I'm just going to tell him thank you for keeping my belt warm for me. I'm coming and getting it.
There's actually going to be a prize on the next one too. So there'll be like a DVD prize. I'm thinking the Ultimate Fight Night, Conor McGregor versus Diego Brandao. That was in Ireland. Okay, Shane, unlucky there, mate. You started off pretty well. How did you feel after you got that round 1 in the bag there, Shane? Was you confident that you was going to win?
What was that?
After you won round 1, was you sort of confident that you was going to win?
I thought so, but came back good.
How was that referee round for you there, Shane? That was a pretty dreaded round there, wasn't it, really? No, if I was playing, I would have been like, geez, what the hell? I'm going to have to guess every single one of you.
Yeah, I only knew the question to one of those answers. I only knew the answer to one of those questions anyway, so.
Well, Joseph, you pulled it out of the bag with that referee. I can't remember his name there. We have to recheck.
It's Mark Smith.
Mark Smith. Jeez. Wow. That was the killer blow. That was the killer blow. Mark Smith. Mark Smith was the difference in his quiz today. He was the 3 points difference, which changed the game and put it in Joseph's favour and actually won him the game. So impressive stuff there. So Greg wanted a guy who was going to earn the right to face him, and you've certainly done that today, Joseph. Shane, we're going to have you back on another one. Would you like to come back on another one in the future? Really good effort today there, Shane.
Appreciate it. I'll be back.
Awesome. Hey, you finished. Greg polished you off early in the last round, so was it nice to go to decision and really have a full game this time here, Shane?
What was that?
Obviously, your last bout on the MMA Quick Quiz, you got TKO'd early on. I think it was round 2. Was it nice to go the full 3 rounds and get some questions in and play the game a little longer?
Yeah, it felt a lot better, but it still pissed people off.
Okay, well, finally we went to a decision on the MMA Quick Quiz. So, Paul, you guys at home enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for watching.